has to recommend you to CDE to allow you to get a license that says you did everything really well and you're ready to become a teacher and you can get your license. So that's kind of like running this really, really long marathon, right? 3 years of stuff. And at the end of a race, there's always somebody holding the tape at the end, right? Okay, that's me. I sign off on all of your recommendations to CDE. So if ever you have an issue where you need to find out about licensure, I'm your guy. University of Northern Colorado was founded in 1889 out of a need. In expanding open into the West, the city fathers of Greeley, Colorado could not find teachers. So they petitioned the legislature to start a normal school. Normal schools in the United States are schools that train teachers. And this has been the primary institution for training teachers in Colorado since that time. I graduated from a normal school, the one in New York State. So that's where we came from, and that is our tradition. And we're kind of the gorilla in the room. We produce in Greeley and Lowry campus and Colorado Springs over a third of all the teachers that come out trained in Colorado each year, nearly half. So there are about 2,500 teachers produced in Colorado every year. And Colorado schools hire about 4,000 every year. So it's a pretty good outlook, isn't it? Yes? Do the math, right? 2 jobs for each of you, maybe? We'll see. Here's your agenda. Take a moment to read that over. That's our expectation for this evening. All right, we have several guests with us this afternoon, and I want to start out by just highlighting a couple of things. First of all, in our program, you have many, many opportunities. Okay? One of those opportunities we have is, starting last year, we became the Colorado Center for Rural Education. So without much further ado, I want to introduce to you Megan Quitter, the program coordinator for that.
I'm going to start the way I always do. My last name is Quitter, which is not, it's ridiculous. I'm like working on retention and recruitment of teachers. So you'll remember it though. I'm Megan, Quitter at unco.edu if you want to find me. Basically, before you guys start to think about where you're going to do your field site placement and which school district, just consider that people move to Colorado for lots of different reasons, but outdoor recreation and how beautiful of a state we have is a major one. Or if you like hunting, or if you're into ranching and farming, this state is enormous and has tons of different just cool outdoor places to be. So I moved to Colorado to do outdoor recreation and outdoor education, mostly with like fire ecology and defensible space. And now I'm trying to get teachers into those areas that are much more rural. So out of the 178 school districts that are in Colorado, 147 are considered rural or small rural. Rural means 6,500 students in the whole district, K-12 or fewer. Small rural is under 1,000 students, K-12. So think about it, out by Durango, over by Meeker and Craig. If you guys haven't thought about all the different places in Colorado that you can do your student teaching, think about rural. And another incentive to think about it, besides all the cool outdoor opportunities that there are, I have stipends to pay for your tuition if you choose a rural school district. So I have $2,800 that would go towards the university, but then you're not paying to work for free. So that's at least a little bit more of an incentive. So just something to think about. Dr. Warren has all my cards, or again, my last name is Quitter, you guys can't forget it. It's the same email address as everybody else at UNC. So think about that and give me a call or an email if you guys are interested in doing something besides on the Front Range or on the 70 corridor. Okay? Thank you.
So how many of you are from rural schools, grew up in rural schools? A few, yeah. I used to be a superintendent and a principal and a teacher in a Colorado rural school, as well as a principal up here on the Front Range. I've been a science teacher for 40 years. I love doing science. It's blowing stuff up. And I've also been a curriculum coordinator and all kinds of things. Education and what you're starting is, to me, the most amazing profession you could ever choose. I hope as you reflect and think about why you're here and what you're doing, you begin to get that excitement. I still get excited when I think about coming to class, and I'm old, okay? Some of us never like to leave school. Some of us want to be up front and in charge. Another opportunity you have through UNC, some people student teach abroad. We have partnerships in China and Thailand and Ireland and all over the place. If you're thinking, anybody thinking about, boy, wouldn't it be cool if I could teach internationally? Yeah. If you're thinking about that, talk to your advisor. Talk to Lynette Kerrigan up in the School of Teacher Ed and start planning early, because that takes a little extra preparation. Contracts have to be done and travel has to be arranged. So think about those things. You have many, many opportunities here at UNC. Okay, so here at UNC, education is our business. We give teaching licenses, 64 different types of licenses across almost every college at UNC. The only one that doesn't give teaching licenses of some kind is Montfort, the School of Business. We have school nurses. We have all kinds of folks. How many of you are in early childhood education? Yeah, great. How about elementary ed? Yay, secondary? And the K-12s, phys ed, art, music, dance, theater. All right, there's all kinds. How many in the secondary are science? Yay. How many are social studies? All right. Mathematics? Excellent. English language arts? What did I forget? All right, so you're all here, and we all have all different types and parts of the educational endeavor that we want to get to.
Special ed.
Oh, special education. How'd you let me get away with that? All right, good. Thank you. So in the College of Education and Behavioral Sciences, we have two of those units. One is the School of Special Education, and one is the School of Teacher Education. And for every program just about, there is something called PTEP, or the Professional Teacher Education Program, and those are housed within the School of Teacher Ed, even though you might be a biology major and have a lot of your coursework over in the School of Natural Sciences, right? All right, so the staff here at the School of Teacher Education covers early childhood, elementary, secondary, and K-12 programs. And the K-12 programs and all the PTEP are also shared across other places. You know what I didn't name also? Phys ed. Anybody here for phys ed? I guess they all came last night. Okay. Oh, and languages. Who's foreign languages? So there's so many I can't remember them. I can only remember 7 things. It's like my phone number. Yeah, right. Good. It's okay, laugh. It's kind of funny. All right, the early childhood coordinator. Who's early childhood? So you know Kathy O'Neill, Dr. O'Neill, okay? Elementary ed, Kim Creasy, right? Secondary ed, Courtney Luce. If you don't know her, you will. And in the School of Teacher Education, there are other programs. There's early childhood special education. Anybody in that program? Yay! And master's programs are also there as well. John Shaw is also here this evening. John, you have anything you want to say about MAT?
Hey everyone, welcome to UNC and the School Teacher Ed. I hope we have a chance to work together in graduate programming whenever it's right for you in your career. We have some great grad programs at UNC online or up here in Greeley or in Denver. Not just in the School Teacher Ed, as Dr. Warren's saying, but if you'd like to become a principal or an administrator, but just reach out to us whenever it's ready, whenever you're ready for it. And welcome to School Teacher Education.
And in early childhood special education, Dr. Hassan Zagawa? I think so. I don't know. Who knows it better than I do? Yeah? Is that how you say it? I don't know. And Dr. Jenny Urbach is Special Education Generalist Coordinator. If you don't know her, you will soon. All right, at this time, the person I would like to introduce now is Dr. Jenny Wong, who is the Associate Dean, I get it wrong every time, and the Director of the School of Teacher Education. Jenny.
Thank you very much. So, good afternoon, everyone. Are you awake? Yes? Okay, all right. Yeah. As Dr. Warren has introduced, I'm the Director of School of Teacher Education. The other hat is the Associate Dean of the college. So that's why, I'm meeting with the students from both School of Teacher Education and the School of Special Education, okay, at this particular meeting, because this is the time that I really want to see everybody in a licensure seeking program. And that's because, in my first 3 years, actually this is my 7th year at UNC, also my 7th year in Colorado, and I really love this state. My first 3 years we didn't have this kind of thing, so actually the students could graduate without ever sitting together in the same room, and a lot of students, they had never seen me, never talked with me, except for those students who were in some kind of trouble. They will end up in my office, not they were in trouble, but they needed a lot of help, okay? So I just said, well, this is not right, because I really want to see all the teacher candidates at the very beginning of the program and then at the graduation, okay? So we started doing this kind of thing. And some of the things I want to talk about, one is that I would like you to understand the College of Education is only one of the 6 colleges in the university system. And however, this is a huge college, okay? This college will have 3 schools, 5 departments, and tons of centers and institutes. So that's the college. It's a huge one, so you should be proud of that. And that is related to our long history of preparing teachers. And you know that UNC started as a, do you know? Normal school. Normal school, exactly. And how long ago was that? Anybody knows? 127 years now. So yes, wow, right? Okay, so we have been doing this for such a long time, and that is what we're proud of, and that is something that we really, really want to continue to do a good job, okay? So, because of the reputation that we really care, because of the quality that we care about, for our teacher preparation programs, I would like you to understand that all our programs were developed based on certain standards and expectations. And we don't want to lower the expectations at all. Doesn't matter what kind of situation you are in. We're willing to accommodate, but we're not willing to bend our rules. Okay, so here on the screen you see some of the kind of abbreviation, something called SPA. It's not the kind of SPA that we want to use to enjoy, okay? SPA is the Yeah, it's the name Specialty Professional Association. Basically, we have all different kinds of teacher prep programs, right? English, history, biology, math, every single subject area, actually, there is a national level organization that put the experts in the area together to come up with national standards, okay, to prepare teachers. And most of the UNC programs were created based on the national standards, okay? And when we really create the programs based on the national standards, we really want to emphasize on the performance of the student teachers, of the candidates. Not really what we are going to tell in the classroom is not that we just submit the syllabi of the whole program to the national organization. Instead, we have to look at the standards, the expectations, and then we are going to identify certain things that we would like our teacher candidates to do in the program. And that's the evidence to show how the national standards are met. Okay? So we're talking about you, what you are going to do, what you are going to say, what you are going to demonstrate while you're going through the program, while you're in the classroom, while you are in the K-12 situation to work with children. So, sometimes you feel, wow, this is really difficult. That's a lot of requirement because we really want to keep up the kind of quality that we have always had. Okay, so just would like you to understand. On top of the national standards, what is even more important for us is the state requirement. UNC, by constitution, education is the responsibilities and what is the authority of the state. Is that right? Okay. So actually, UNC's education program or all the education programs have to be accredited, by the state. Colorado State of Education, and also there is the Higher Education, and also HLC, which is the Higher Learning Commission. And all our programs are also aligned with the Colorado state requirements. And this is something I want to introduce to you. This is something called the Colorado Teacher Quality Standards, and actually Colorado, the state, department, put these standards together only I think 3 or 4 years ago, and they were implemented they were implemented 3 years ago. I guess that's the time, okay? And I highlighted the last one, which is teachers take responsibility for student growth. It has a lot to do with what we're doing and how we're doing things right now. I don't know if you heard about the Senate Bill 191. Anybody heard about it? See, nobody. That's the interesting thing. Okay, this is a particular bill that was passed by the Board of Education at the state level. The board members were elected by voters, right? And that's the interesting part, these people, they always pass something. All these bills are passed by the people you elect, and then actually we don't have any idea what they passed. Okay, this is one of those bills, actually. It has huge impact on our life, but then we don't know about it. Okay. What this bill really says at that time when you just started is really, they say that school teachers, all the school teachers, all of them are going to be evaluated, at least partially based on student growth. So if you're a good teacher or not, okay, they are not going just to look at how you teach. They are just not going to look at how much time you spend with the students, what a wonderful, caring teacher you are. They say, well, we're going to look at the student growth. If there's no student growth, you are a bad teacher. It doesn't matter what you have been doing, okay? And then if you can imagine when we talk about student growth, what do you think that people would like to use to see if there is student growth? Test, okay. Yes, unfortunately, when the bill was just implemented, that's exactly what people were thinking about. I have to tell you, things are getting better, okay? So we're getting much better. But at that time, 3 years ago, when it was just implemented, it's a huge, tremendous burden on the teachers because we work with all kinds of students, and the students don't start at the same level. We all know that, right? Okay, and teachers play a very important role. However, we say that the teachers play the most important role when all other factors are equal. Nevertheless, in the reality of the world, that's not the case. So it's not fair, okay? However, that's what the bill said at the time. In fact, at that time, 50% of the student-teacher evaluation, not student-teacher, but the teacher evaluation goes into student growth. That is huge. Why am I talking about that? It had huge impact on our teacher preparation program because guess what? We use real classrooms. When we